World Trigger.
Oh boy! All right.
This is World Trigger Chapter 206, the Away Mission Part 4, the Away Mission Test Part 4. Sorry about that. The draft is over, and now the specifics of the exam have been laid out. There's two phases. We have the one where it's kind of just a living with each other phase, where the border agents have to live in a simulated space that is similar to the away mission ship for an amount of time, and there is a battle phase right after that. So yeah, basically we pick up from where that left off, and essentially Shinoda says like, yo, okay, so before you guys go, you should know that contact between members of the same provisional squad before the test begins is strictly forbidden. We're not going to monitor you guys on that, but we're going on the honor system here. So do not meet up and do not talk strategy, or don't do nothing. Don't reach out to each other. So, we're holding you to it. We're trusting you. We're not going to fucking watch over you like hawks, but please adhere to the rules. So get out now. And it's revealed that right after that happens, I think this guy's Nezumi. He pulls up on the screen and is like, each A-rank squad, please go to their indicated conference room. All the A-rank squads split up, and it's revealed that they are going to be basically handing in predictions for how each squad is going to do on both phases of the exam. The purpose of this...
Peep game.
Yeah.
Peep game. I like... Oh, all right. I like how they went into the situation. Thinking like, I bet we just about to watch them, share our thoughts. So I'm like... And it turned into a whole fucking test for them.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Imagine putting them somewhere in this saying, by the way, pop quiz.
Yeah. Yeah, guess what? The B-rank squads aren't the only ones getting tested. So
are you. We want to see if you've been paying attention.
Yeah, really. That's basically the whole thing. Is like, we want to know if you've been
watching the rank wars.
Yeah, are you keyed into what's happening in your own army? Basically, are you aware of everybody's strengths and weaknesses for the most part? Which is an important thing to know if you're like, especially if you're like an A rank. If you're an A rank, this is basically your job. Like the B rank agents are kind of on a part-time basis, it seems. Whereas, A ranks, they get paid. So, and what follows is basically a lot of analysis. And man, it's a lot of words, it's a lot of dialogue, but I personally love it. It's breaking down each squad in terms of how they'll do. Long and short of it is, because if we'll do this, we'll be here forever. OG squad is basically like, the only problem I can see there is that Tsuji gets nervous about ladies, and there's two girls on this team, so maybe he just gets nervous and weird.
That's funny.
And Utagawa squad seems all right. They'll be okay, but Urashima seems to be the wild card in this situation. We know nothing about Urashima because he just pulled up during the draft, so, but he doesn't seem to be like an outstanding figure, so to speak. He seems to be kind of greedy and in it for himself. But at the same time, for whatever reason, Arashiyama mentions that, like, he might actually be cool because for whatever reason, he seems to be good in team situations. I don't know.
You're talking about the guy with the long black hair, right?
Yeah, the long black hair kid.
I was like, what's in it for us?
Mm-hmm.
What's the incentive?
Mm-hmm, basically.
Boss. I like that guy.
Yeah. I like him too.
But, yeah. Cool. Yeah, I mean, just because he's outward and expressive doesn't mean he can't work well on the team. It just means that they're going to have a little bit of a thicker show,
Yeah.
I guess.
But they also think that Utagawa was born to be a captain. Kotaro's on their team, and he's like a good kid. He's one of the younger squad members, but he's like good. He's a very disciplined child. And I forget her name from the Tamakoma 2. I feel so shitty. I'm
Chica?
Chica?
No. It's Tamakoma 1.
blonde
Sorry.
hair.
Yeah, blonde hair.
Yeah.
Kyrie.
Gina?
Kyrie, I think her name is.
Coco?
No, not Coco. I think it's Kyrie. Comment below if I get these right, or correct me if I'm wrong. but I'm pretty sure. I think at least her first
I
name is
definitely
Kiryu.
know who she is.
I know who she is too.
She's the girl with the axe.
Yeah, but yeah, she basically puts in a vote of confidence for Yuma. However, she also says that Hughes is the complete kind of opposite, because where Yuma is kind of outgoing and friendly, Hughes will never ask help when he needs it, and he'll just stand there to be rescued like a spoiled little boy.
Yeah.
This shit made me laugh because she flashes back to this time that we haven't seen before, where Hughes is just like standing, arms crossed, after burning something in the microwave.
Like, somebody's gotta
It just made me
fix
laugh.
this. Like, this is an issue for all of us to figure out.
Yeah. The Kyosuke kid, he's like, wait, what about his horns? You know, I mean, without a try-on body, he'll just have the horns on him. And they basically have to say, well, we have to clear with the superiors that he'll have a try-on body while doing it. Which I think...
By the way, Chris, we were both right. It's Kiryu Konami. That's her name.
Konami.
Yeah.
Konami.
You said her first name, I said her last name. Oh no, I said Kojima, not Konami.
Oh, well, then only I was right.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically they say that, you know, they'll give her a try-on body, you know, so he can hide his horns. I think they'll find out that it's a try-on body. So that will lead to some weird moments. That's my theory. They now talk about Kitazo's squad, which has Kikuchihara, and their problem is that like Kikuchihara is stuck on the team with a hyperactive kid, and he might get annoyed because he has the super hearing side effect. So he's not gonna.
Oh my god.
He's not gonna enjoy being annoyed by this fucking rando.
I forgot that he was even B rank. That's crazy.
Kikuchihara is A rank.
Oh, so they have A rank agents on the team?
Yeah, there are a couple A ranks.
I missed that?
There are a couple A rank characters sprinkled with that. Kitora's in it. Utagawa is an A rank squad. Remember?
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, yeah, basically that's the only problem they see in that squad. On Kakizaki squads, their problem is that like Kageura is on that squad, and he does not like fake people. And guess who's on this team? Fake Inukai.
It's one of the guys I definitely remember name-wise too.
Yeah.
You know, one of those.
Yeah.
He's disingenuous, I guess, but...
Well, it's mostly because Kageura's side effect is, like, he can kind of sense people's, I guess, malice towards him to a degree. So, or, you know, a general emotional state, he feels it within himself. So whenever he sees something, like, kind of fake or any kind of malice directed toward him, it feels kind of, like, prickly. It's like a shitty feeling to him on a physical level. And apparently Inukai might trigger that within him. So it's not fun time. And I guess they have concerns about Taichi, but I don't know. I don't see. Oh, I think he's just clumsy. I think that's his deal, because I remember him dropping some shit earlier.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, he might not be cool. But you know what? Kakizaki himself, he's a cool guy. He's a good captain. And their operators, you know, kind of like a stern big sis character. So, you know, they have something to go on there. And they start to think like, okay, let's change our approach. Who will do pretty good? Who do we think will like crush it? Mizukami squad seems to be one of the favorites because they're just full of high IQ folks. Apparently Mizukami himself is incredibly smart. He has Arifune, who's smart. The girl is very smart. I forget who's the kid in the middle, because when they do these little chibi faces, they all look the same.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to distinguish.
You know, they say the same thing about Kodera squad, because apparently Kodera is also very intelligent, and Kitora herself is very smart, and the other two are just like good at picking up the slack. They're not smart per se, but they're disciplined enough to follow orders and not cause any problems.
They're not dummies.
Yeah,
I think one of them it wrote like it was smart, but like in a different way, like a different kind of smart. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it just makes them even more well-rounded IQ wise.
Mm-hmm.
super clutch.
Yeah, Murakami's squad is everybody thinks is stable personality wise. Everybody is he just happens to have all the really cooperative folks, just people who are very good in collaboration with each other, which is an interesting thing that hasn't been brought up yet. This is like, how do people like working together? Murakami seems to have people who just like to work together, which is good. Ninomiya's squad, they're like, I don't know how he'll do in the first exam because he's the oldest in the group and he seems to be kind of just like a sourpuss in general. So, I don't know how he'll react to having some of the youngest people like Chika and Emma on his squad. Apparently Azuma is very passive, which makes sense because like whenever he's on his squad, he very much defers to his team, to like a lot of stuff. He's very much a mentor role and doesn't seem to take to leadership that much, which is interesting. I wonder if something happened that caused that and subsequently caused him to be in B rank and all that stuff.
Yeah, you brought that up before too, and I think there's a little story there. Honestly, I can say that for a lot of these characters. I can tell like there's so much. That's one of the best things about the series, that there's a lot of it doesn't have to be huge, but there's at least a tiny amount of potential with every character for there to be some type of short arc fleshed out for them.
For sure.
You know what I just thought of, and I know it's stupid, but I think that A rank means away rank and B rank means base rank.
I mean, I don't think it's stupid. It doesn't. I don't think that's what it is. But
hashtag new theory.
I mean, I don't think that's what it means, but that's basically how it is. Like everybody.
But if that is the case, Brian said it first.
Damn. Yeah. Imagine that.
So Azuma probably just
it on the gram post.
Azuma just probably didn't want to go on an away mission, so he deranked from away team, from an away rank to base rank, so he could just stay at home.
The moment they saw a neighbor and set their border up, they was like, "Yeah, some of us is going out there, and we're gonna get ours too."
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
What does C rank stand for then?
Cunts.
Cuck rank. Cuck rank.
Casual.
Casual. Filthy casual. The filthy casual rank.
The filthy casual rank.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even try hard. You don't even practice.
Yeah. Kurama's squad 5 is interesting because they mentioned that like Kurama and Yuba are gonna kind of be like first mate and captain. Like Kurama's dynamic is gonna look a lot like Kurama's gonna be very nice, and if anybody gets out of hand, like Yuba's gonna straighten them out, and he'll just be the good cop to his bad cop, which is cool. I don't mind that. It'll be interesting to see like how Kurama works because he's a captain that's shown up in 2 rank wars. We don't know anything about him, so it's pretty interesting to say the least. Then they start to break down people in terms of like their mobility in combat, because they say that like, yeah, he may do well in the first one, but he's not as fast as the other people on this team, so it might be weird for him in combat. And it's the same thing for Kitazoa's squad. So that's something interesting to bring up.
Yeah, I mean they can only go off of so much information. I mean, even from what they actually seen, there's still like so much more to know and find out. You can't make any definitive decisions, but they tried their best, and that and I forgot the girl's name, but I think it was one of the characters bringing up the fact that some of these teams you could tell were composed of like people thinking about speed in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Now whether that really was the point or not, you can see that at least two, like 1 or 2 teams definitely like put emphasis on that because it makes them more flexible in combat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest, personally, I think it's so much more important to think about the combat phase than the sealed thing. Because at the end of the day, they're all teammates, and they may have some type of drama, but they're all Earthers. I don't know. I feel like it's hard to kind of like carry that much of a grudge to not get the mission accomplished.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I think it's just, a lot of people are going to be stuck together for a long time in a confined space.
Yeah.
And
it's totally valid. Don't get me wrong. I guess I'm saying like it's not wrong for one of them to try to narrow down their information and then make like make out a call to call something out. Like, hey, I think that they're gonna do well because this person was organized from the beginning, like with the plan. Like when you look at Kitazo's squad in particular, right? They were saying it looks unbalanced, like it wasn't put together with as much thought. Based off the assumption, like, because they couldn't really tell anything that matches up specifically.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. We could go back and forth about this for a long time. I'd really like to break this down separately one day.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, I mean, and I think Kazama says that Utagawa's squad should be strong in battle. Kitazo's like, he has Kikuchihara, so they'll give him away in an advantage in a drawn-out battle because he can just fucking hear. Kikuchihara is no joke. I mean, I remember he was like very instrumental in the battle against the neighbors because of his ability to hear shit. Oh, it was against like Inadora too. So
yes,
it was
took him out.
Yeah, he's got a lot of utility. The fight is apparently like this. The fight could last about 36 hours. So I think. Maybe it's going to be a battle royale.
Yeah.
Maybe it's going to be a tournament.
Yo, who knows? I think it's going to be a straight up battle royale.
Yeah.
I think
how fire would that be, dude? I cannot wait.
That's what their situations already are. It already is like just a mini one, but they might as well make a huge scale one because you never know who you're going to run into, and you have to think about that.
Yeah, exactly. You're right about that.
And what better, you know what I'm saying? If you could prepare to eventually run into numerous, high combat capable teams, then you're ready. I think that's brilliant. I hope that is the case. But I wouldn't mind a good old tournament either.
Yeah.
But I think the clues shout to a huge battle royale.
I agree.
It just doesn't get better than that. People getting split up, you know what I'm saying, by accident or something.
Yeah.
The Road Trigger was number 2, by the way.
Yeah, so, very close.
Throw that in there.
The team with the most question marks is apparently Wakamura's squad because they have Hughes and he's such like a weird entity to a lot of people. Like not a lot of people know him yet because he's new. He's a neighbor, so not a lot of folks know his deal. Rokudera is not his leadership's in question, as we've seen as from the fact that he was shook during the draft. So there's that. Suwa's squad, finally, last but not least, is basically like they don't have any heavy hitters, but you know what? I think they'll be okay. They don't have bad people on their team. They have the sniper from OG squad, they have Kitora, and they have Osamu. Who appeared
on that squad with them, right?
Yeah, who appeared on TV. That's the note beside Osamu's head. Is appeared on TV.
That is mad funny.
Yeah.
Because they don't have that much else. I guess. Wire guy.
Yeah. Well, they call them the Wire Buddies. So they're like,
Wire Buddies. Oh, yeah. You're right. They're good.
Yeah, there's 2 Wire folks on this team. So, yeah, basically, everybody, continues to talk, and then we cut over to Nezumi and the higher-ups at Border just getting the results of what the A-rank squad's put together. Ninomiya squad is far away the fan favorite for everybody there. Utagawa squad is in
the combat phase, right?
Yeah, and Utagawa is largely second favorite. Beyond that, the opinion is just scattered as to who will do good and who won't. Specifically for the phases, the sealed environment, people think Kodera is going to do good, Murakami, Mizukami,
I respect the squads.
Yeah, and Kurama. Wakamura squad is low. He came in last. Nobody believes in Wakamura.
Damn.
Yeah. But the business guy, I know this dude. I just don't remember his name. I think he's the business guy or something.
Oh, they flame him, but yeah.
Yeah, he basically is like, I don't know, guys. I think Suwa's squad is going to do great. And everybody's like, oh, my God.
Immediately.
Because you have, okay, we get it. You like Osamu. And
you're an intense big fan of his. You have an occult following. I get it.
And he brings up something that's actually quite interesting. He's like, no, not really. The reason that SWAT 7 is probably my favorite is because it's the only one where all 3 agents are captains as well. So,
oh,
yeah, it's really smart. I didn't even think of that.
I mean, he even references how like they understand what it means to give orders. So so I guess naturally that means you have to know how to listen. You know how important it is to listen, so you will listen.
Well, it's not even that. Like, he really has like it's Suwa himself who's the captain, then Osamu and Kitora. Oji, or Oki from the other squad, Ikoma squad. He's not a captain; he's a sniper. But there's 3 people who are captains, and they're not even like controlling captains either. Osamu is very kind of, laid back, like more of a submissive captain or an open captain. Katori doesn't really lead her team all that much, and Sua's a good leader, like the de facto leader of his team.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think of when they first started putting together the draft, and I wonder if that was an intentional choice by Suwa to be like, I'm gonna get an all captain squad. That's smart.
That is pretty lit.
Yeah.
Get it, then round that off with a sniper like Oki,
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad combo.
Yeah, and the chapter ends where everybody's getting ready, and the last page shows that it is Monday, March 17th, the away mission test phase 1 sealed environment phase. Man, it is so sad that this is just a monthly series now, because
it breaks my heart every time.
This story is like a high analytics type of thing, where they really go into granular detail about shit. It's hard to do on a monthly basis. It's way better of a week-to-week thing, because then it's so much of a slower burn and month to month. I mean, I know there's nothing that could be done about that, but I'm just lamenting. I'm just getting it off my chest.
I'm right here with you, man.
But man, such a great chapter. I mean, I love it every month. I think World Trigger is like easily one of the most underrated series of all time. If you're watching this, and just haven't picked it up at all, do it. Huge fan. I can't wait to see what comes of this. I think there's going to be a lot of shit revealed. I think we might get Azuma's backstory. I genuinely think that's what we're going with this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have much to say other than it's fucking amazing. Huge here for it.